Hello, and welcome to Brave Leaders. I'm Tara Weir. I'm your host, and I want to show you what I work with every day. Here are my glass doors, and there's my messy desk. Here are my glass doors. So my hair is wet because I was in the shower when this came to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to say this. I have to put this out there. Because I am in the business of helping people connect and to find peace in that connection. So I'm in the shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I've been reading so many posts about the challenges of working from home and the intensity of kids being there and husbands being there, and that it's challenging. And I get it. I totally get it. But what hit me in the shower is what's been my lifelong lesson. And it's all about, for me, practicing boundaries. So I want to invite you to think about the fact that we all have needs, human needs. We all have needs. And depending on our developmental level, they vary, of course. Maybe you've heard, read, talked about, studied Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Well, we have our basic needs: food, water, shelter, safety, love, basic need. And then we have needs, many needs on top of that, human needs that allow us to thrive. Well, often when there's conflict, it's because we have conflicting needs. So, for example, I will be here in my office working, and a little face will show up right there on my glass door, and it will be signaling to me that they want something. Sorry about all the noise. I have a cookie cooling rack underneath my computer to give it a little bit of height. So a little face will show up at that window, and I'm practicing, and I've been practicing for a long time, boundaries. And so I have conversations with my kids about the boundaries of when I'm working, when my doors are closed and when my doors are open. Now, as a mom, in the old days when my doors were closed, I felt guilt. I felt bad that I wasn't available for my kids. Somewhere along the line, I made the decision to be a parent that was always available. My mom was a single mom, and she was distracted and busy and stressed and really struggled. So I actually think I decided back then that I was going to be available to my kids. So, to a fault, for sure, and really let them run all over my boundaries because I didn't have any. So, what I'm realizing is that, for example, when it comes to conflicting needs, one of Zach's needs right now, as a 13-year-old boy, is freedom. So he said to us the other day, I want you to let me just leave my room as it is, because we usually have them clean them up, right, pretty regularly. And he's the kid that has loved order. He's the kid that very methodical. He would line everything up. He would order them and sort them by size. All of his apps on his phone are organized by color. Each of his folders are colors. That's how he sorts and organizes his apps on his phone. That gives you a little insight into how he thinks. So I know that he loves order. He loves it. And whenever he would clean up his room, he just beamed. So then the other day he asks for this freedom. He says, I just want you to let me have my room the way I want my room. And I really struggled because I know how much he loves to have his room in order. And I know how much I love order. So the conversation that we had was about his needs. And I acknowledged with him that he has a need for freedom. And I acknowledged with him that he has also a need for order. So I coached him on paying attention to his inside, paying attention to the self-talk of when he needs that order to create that for himself. So for myself, I bring this around back to the boundaries, and that I know that I need quiet time when I'm working, and I work from home with glass office doors right next to the entrance of the house. So I know that I need to set boundaries, and I set them way before I actually need them. I set them um, daily with my kids now and let them know that when my doors are closed, I am unavailable. And if they need something, to take note of that and we can connect afterwards. So, needs has gotten a dirty rap. We have needs. And I know that we are all unconsciously driven by our needs and we're just trying to get them met. So when your kids are climbing on you, when you're trying to be available for a friend on a Zoom call, or you're working and someone's knocking on your door, your office door, they have a need and you have a need. So I encourage you to set your boundaries, model that peace that comes from setting your boundaries, and remind yourself that you deserve boundaries and that it actually helps them for you to set your boundaries. And then they will learn and you can teach them that they have needs and that we can work towards meeting our needs from our inside and we can request from each other. So I'm going to talk more about needs in my next post. But today it was about what I realized in the shower. And that's why my hair is wet. I'm like, I need to get on there and just say this. I've had so many downloads come through me of things that I want to offer up to share so that we can find peace in our world, peace in our little house that now has everybody in it, peace in our office, peace when we're connecting virtually, and that we can create that by acknowledging our needs. Sometimes we might need to be quiet and just feel sadness. Sometimes we need activity because we have a lot of energy. Sometimes we need to go sit in the sun because we're feeling low energy or we're feeling blue. So acknowledging them, modeling that, having boundaries, and then having the conversations with the people we love about what they need and what you need. So that's my share for today, and I'm glad you listened. If you want, share this with people. I want to help bring peace and connection to families and to workplaces and to our community. Thanks for the listen.